Got here from Icons Rugby. Last week, I think it was a week and a half ago, I put up a message asking, what topics guys want to discuss, and had one of the players who played Icons over in Borneo from WA reach out and say that he wanted to hear about self-doubt. I then had, 4 or 5 people jump on board and say, man, I'd love to hear about this. I'd love to hear about this. And it sounds like it's a, really touching subject, and it's not something that, I'm an expert on. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on from an opinion of a commercial sense, but in kind of rugby, it's really funny how self-doubt can change a person's ability. And, I spoke about this on a podcast I do. It's called The Iconic Man. And I spoke about this in the relation to a 5% shift in your thinking can change everything. You can go from confident to complete self-doubt through 5%. And what is 5%? 5% across a day is like one snack in nutrition. So if you're doubting your nutrition, it's one bad decision. It's around training. It's one missed rep or one easy way out in training. It's one bad pass. It's one dropped catch. It's one missed tackle. That is 5%. Now, how do you get past this, and how do you build a resilience so that you can take this to the next level is really, really important. And it's something that comes from, for me, a player's support network around what they do. I've just released a couple of videos around feedback, and I think this is an integral part of this because the feedback loop basically helps you believe that you're on the right track so that your confidence is there. Whether you're making mistakes or going up or down, your confidence stays on a constant incline because you're doing the right things to improve. Now, self-doubt comes from that whole thing of, not being aware and being stuck in an environment where you're like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing is right. I don't know if I've made the right decision coming to a club. I don't know if I'm doing the right work. I don't know if I'm following the right program. I don't know if I'm good enough to be in this team. It all comes from that, resilience around understanding your pathway. And this is a huge thing that, I love. MCM, Manny Colmanolis, talks about this a lot. He is the pathway king because he can sit with a guy and basically map out the next 3 to 4 years of their process and give them enough belief that no matter what goes on in that 3-4 years, if they're constantly ticking these boxes, okay, they're heading in the right direction. Now, what derails this is negative environments, and also, the biggest thing for me that causes self-doubt is that you are not clear with where you're trying to go. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to put up here is clarity. Okay? Now, clarity for me as a footy player is not saying, I want to make NRL. You can't base it on a reward of, so many unforgivable factors. Now, I would break that down into, so if we're talking clarity, I would break that down into, you want to make NRL, so what do you need to do to get there? Well, I need to make Q Cup, I need to make, Colts, I need to make this rep side. Okay, cool. What player do you need to be to get that result? So the clarity doesn't come from a selection. The clarity comes from the player or the attributes or the skill sets or the development you need to have to achieve that result. So whether that selection comes or it doesn't, you have a fulfillment in that you did whatever it takes to be the best possible player you can be so that you can achieve the results you want. Does that make sense, guys? The clarity on knowing that you're becoming the best person, player, or coach, or whatever it is you're trying to be, overrules the fact of where you are and what you're doing in a selection point of view or a governing point of view, so that you have confidence, all right, that you're doing the right thing. This will kill self-doubt. The second thing, okay, outside of clarity, is we call this inner hero. Okay, this is really important to me. So I speak about this a lot, about having an inner hero. Now, the inner hero, a lot of people refer it to as the voice, as the thoughts, okay, as the environment. Okay? If you fuel your inner hero to be indestructible, I think it's indestructible, sorry guys, indestructible through the voices you tell yourself, the words you use, the thoughts you have, and the environment you surround your mental focus with. So this could be people, books, videos, whatever it is. You fuel that inner hero. You create a resilience inside of you that, combined with the clarity you have to be the best possible person you are going to be, or player, whatever it may be, you are basically unstoppable. Okay? Things are going to come at you. You're going to get shot at. You're going to get negativity. You're going to get non-selected. You're going to get injuries. You're going to get all these kind of things come at you hard. They're going to come fast. They're going to come at the wrong time in your eyes based on a goal that you've set. But they're going to come in the right time because this isn't strong enough or this isn't clear enough. Okay? Now, if you work on these things on a daily, those 5% negative bounces that come at you are then nullified by the fact that you've got a 50% increase in your positive energy coming into your body every day. All right? Now, you've got to fuel that through the right nutrition, the right training mechanisms, the right recovery, all those contexts. But this is something that's huge because a lot of guys who have self-doubt don't have clarity on what or who they are and don't have an inner hero. Okay? They're constantly at battles with themselves. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this? Anytime you question where you're going or question who you are, you ain't clear and you don't have an inner hero. Build your inner hero. It's a funny context, hey? We speak about this a lot, and you see guys on the footy field who can do amazing things or take chances that no one else will, and you hear commentators go, wow, how did he do that? It's because this thing is strong as shit. He believes in his ability to perform. Now, the reason he can believe in his ability is he's clear on what he is and what he brings to the team and what he can deliver, and he's done the work to create that result. Okay? So the third thing, once you have clarity with an inner hero, all right, you can then work on the work, okay, to make these strong as. So this is, your training will increase, okay? Your ability to perform on the field will increase with confidence because your decision-making processes will be faster and more automatic, okay, than you having to think and decide and question what you're doing. Does that make sense? So, you must sit there and find out who it is you need to be to where you want to go. And go, okay, cool, I need to have these attributes, I need to be this kind of physicality, I need to be this kind of mentally strong, I need to be this. And yes, you're not going to be there now. And yes, the road might be 5,000 meters long or 500 meters long or 2 meters long to that result. But as long as you're heading down that road and you're building this inner hero of someone who's in your back pocket through your thoughts, through how you speak, through how you act, then combine that with all the work you do on the field will be magnified because what you're doing is done at a higher rate with a higher intensity and a higher purpose, which achieves a higher result. Okay, do you understand that, guys? Everyone trains a couple of hours a week on field. Everyone does a few hours in the week on the gym, but it's the intensity you bring to that session. It's the belief you have in that session. It's the extra intensity and energy that you create around that because you have clarity and an inner hero around that work that will magnify your results. It's the relentlessness of consistency. Now tag that in hard, put that on your wall. Relentlessness of consistency, which will make you a formidable force that will crush all self-doubt. It will absolutely destroy it. Now, I'm talking rugby in the context here, but this isn't just rugby. This is if you've got a relationship issue or you've got a family issue or anything you've got. Relentlessly to consistency to have clarity, build your inner hero and do the work. All right? You're all good. All right, guys. So I'd love to hear some feedback on this. If you've got any questions or you want to chat, let me know. I'm more than happy to discuss things, or you've got some problems, reach out, connect. I'm happy to give more and more advice on anything you want. Share this with your friends. But guys, it's been a pleasure. And this is me on Self Doubt. All right, it's Coach Curto from Icons Rugby. Peace. I'm out.